Hey everyone, this is Joe over at Synergy 17, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about dye sublimation. Um, Basically, dye sublimation is a process where you use a printer with sublimation ink, you print on it, and then when you heat press at a certain temperature, the ink gases out and it goes into a polymer coated material, whether it's a like polyester cloth or just a poly coated piece of plastic or ceramic. And what it does is the gas will go in there, and when you remove the heat from it, it hardens again, and it kind of gets trapped in the poly coating, and so you have a permanent, um, basically permanent graphic in there, and it doesn't scratch and it doesn't really come out. So and it's very vibrant. It's really nice looking. A lot of times it's used for personalized gifts. So to get started, I'm going to do an iPhone 5 case today. And I bought my cases from Johnson Plastic here. So the first thing I want to do is I go to their sublimation, and there's lots of information you can get here about how to do this, temperatures and everything else. But what I want to go to is sublimation support and then sublimation support and then templates. Under the templates, this is for the stuff that they sell. I did a search for iPhone, and there's an iPhone case, iPhone 4. So mine was the iPhone 5, which is right here. So I grabbed these inserts here, and I already downloaded them. So anyways, if you want some more information on dye sub, you can go here, and they have lots of information, tips and tricks, and they sell printers and ink and lots of different frames and door hangers and all kinds of things. So anyways, we'll get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the template that I downloaded. There's two different ones I'll show you. There's this one, and there's this one here. And this is for one type of phone case, and it's a taller one that's got the little camera right here. And if you notice, you'll see live area and bleed. So live area is actually how big the material is. The bleed, you put your graphic all the way to here, so that way when you do the dye sub, the object will bleed to the very edge. That's what you do. That's why you have a bleed edge. And so you want to put your graphic inside the bleed edge, so when you print it, you get the full-blown graphic. And then, but I'm not going to do this one here. I'm going to do this one right here. So I'm going to ungroup this, and same thing. Here's my bleed edge, and here's my insert, my actual piece. And since I don't really care, actually I kind of do care about the insert. But let me delete this here, and I'm going to do two different ones. So I'm going to duplicate that, so I have two of them. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this Star Wars Jango Fett image, and I'm going to go to Effects, Power Clip, Place Inside Container, and I'm going to put it inside this one here. So if I look here, it fits, but it's kind of close to the edge. So remember, this red line is the piece that'll be sublimated, and this is the bleed edge. So I don't want it that close. So I'm gonna edit the contents, and I'm gonna take this. I'm just gonna move it over a little bit so it's more centered right there. And then I'm finished done editing. So now if I look, I got a little bit of space here, a little bit of space here, so it looks pretty good. And I'm going to take this, and I don't have Corel set up to print to my printer, so I'm going to take it over to Photoshop and do my actual printing. So the same thing here. I'm going to take this design and Effects, Power Clip. I'm going to put it inside this container here. But on this time, I'm going to do my logo on here. So I'm going to do that 90 degrees and shrink it down and bring that to the top. And something else I might want to do, since it is that color, I might want to change my text here. So I'm going to put that back real fast, ungroup it, take the synergy part, or this part here, and I'm going to change it to white. I'll group it back again. So 90 degrees, So now I can see a little better. I'll make it a little bit smaller so it fits. Okay. So those are the two graphics I'm going to do. I'll take these and I'll send them over to, I'm going to save my file here just so I have it. And then I'll send these two designs over to, actually I'll save them as a JPEG, and then I'll bring them into Photoshop. Okay, now that these images are ready to go, I'm going to take this red part off because we don't need the red part. We don't want to send that to Photoshop or to save that part. We want to just save this bled out image. So I'm going to export this as iPhone 5S DieSub. I'll go ahead and export it. Yes, I'll replace it since I've already done this before. Resolution at 150 is good enough. I can change the resolution to 300, but 150 is good enough. I'm going to keep all the rest of the width and height the same. I'm going to say OK. It's going to ask me how much I want to compress it. I'll leave all the defaults. Hit OK. And we're done with this section. Now it's sitting as a JPEG. Go into Photoshop. I create a new document here. I'm going to open up the DieSub file. This is what I was talking about. My Photoshop setup for my DieSub printer. So I'm going to go ahead and leave everything alone. And I have my graphic here. I'm going to bring this in. So one thing I do notice is that it's a little washed out here. So I'm going to go into Image, Adjust, Levels. I'm going to bring this level up a little bit. It's going to give me some darkness in it. So I like it when it's really dark. So I'll kind of do that. Hit OK. And if I want, since I have enough room on this page, I could actually print out two of these. So make myself a couple of them, just in case one doesn't work or something. I can make two of these. I'm going to take this. I'm going to go ahead and save it as a Photoshop document. Let's see. Let's call it DieSub iPhone 5. Okay. So I'm ready to go. I'm going to send this to the printer and we'll get that printing. Now that the image is ready for printing, I'm going to go to File, Print, and I'm going to choose the gel. I actually have a power driver RX for the GX7000. I'm going to choose that one. And under Properties, I get the power driver properties. I'm using a Unisub product, so I choose that. I'm going to use it portrait style, so I'll choose that. You can change your different outputs, levels for your color. You can do your head cleaning and your nozzle checks to make sure everything's right. My printer's all set up, so I'm going to go ahead and hit OK because everything looks good there. And then when I'm ready to go, it's going to spool that up, and then I'll hit print on the actual print driver. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that print, and that's about it. Now that the graphic's ready to print, I'm going to send it to the printer. This is the Ricoh GX7000. It's nothing really special. It's a regular, I mean, I don't say it's a regular printer, but it comes with different inks, and then they have some Sawgrass inks that are made for this printer for doing sublimation. This is a larger model. They have a smaller model called, I think it's a GX 3300 or 3000, and it allows you to do 8.5 by 11. This one allows you to do, I think, 11 by 17, and then with the pass-through tray you can do even larger. So I'm going to go ahead and send this job over, and we'll get that printed. It's a pretty quick printer, and it's nothing special when you watch it, but it works very similar to your typical printer. It's going to load the paper up and print it out. So it's pretty quick too. So the first thing I want you to notice when it comes out is it doesn't look very vibrant at all. The colors look kind of horrible. And another thing is it automatically mirrors it because you're going to lay this on your substrate when you press it. So in the power driver, it actually already had it ready to mirror. But what's cool about it is it looks very washed out. It looks pretty crappy, but when you actually sublimate it, it comes out really nice. So the next thing we'll do is sublimate everything and then heat press it. So what I want to show you here is some different options for your iPhones. Since we're doing a dye sublimation tutorial, you know, you have your typical iPhone 5 here, and they actually make several different types of cases for doing sublimation. This here is a harder plastic. It's very rigid, and it's called a one-piece. It snaps in this way, and then what happens is the case, the part you're going to sublimate, is an insert. So it fits in here like this, and whatever design you put will be right here on the back, and then your phone will face this way. So when you do this, that's why if you ever want to change your insert, you could pop it out, sublimate something new, and put different images on this. The other one is more rubbery. So like I said, this is very rigid, this is rubbery, and this one doesn't go all the way up to the top. This one has an insert like this, and it works the same way. You sublimate on it, but it sits on the inside here, and then your phone holds it in there, and that's what you can see on the back of it. So you still have your graphic on it, but what it does is it allows you to, like I said, same thing, pop it out and pop in a new one. So the differences between the two is this one's hard, rigid, and this one's like a rubbery material. And they're both one piece. A third option is this one. It's somewhere kind of in between. It's got a rubbery texture to it, but it's more rigid, and it's a two-piece. So the parts actually pop out like this. And this one takes the same type of insert as the other one. You put the insert right in here. You put your phone in there. Then this snaps over your phone. So it's a two-piece phone case. And the same way you would see your graphic here. Now, one thing about your inserts is they come in two colors. This one's called clear, and this one's white. When you use white, you get a real vibrant color of your graphic. So this is the one I actually prefer. But if you want a nice, cool, silvery look, you would use this one here, and it gives you more of a metallic finish. So, anyways, we'll go ahead and heat press these, and you'll see what the final product looks like. Okay, we're going to continue on with the dye sublimation tutorial. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and press both the white and the clear metal together. So I only need one side of these. So most of the time when you buy your inserts, they have a coating on it. I peeled this one off already, and I'm peeling this one off. It's just more of a protective coating. And what I do is I'm going to use the top graphic from my white one. So I'm going to put that right on top here. And I'm going to use this one for this graphic down here. And to keep them in place so they don't move, you can buy this thermal tape. It's a heat tape. It can withstand the heat. I'm just going to put a little piece on each side to hold it down. So it doesn't move. Some people have auto pop heat presses, and what happens is when they when the counter finishes and the machine and the platen pops, it causes things to move around, and you can get like a ghosting effect. So I'm going to go ahead and tape it down here, and I don't think you really need a cover sheet, but I'm going to go ahead and use a cover sheet. I like just to keep everything held down. I have my press set at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So I'll probably speed this up on the video so you don't have to wait the whole 60 seconds. I'll just splice the video. So one thing you have to be careful is at this time, this is super hot. You know, I'm at 400 degrees, but it's very hot. I like to let mine cool off a little bit. You have to read your material whether it says to peel it off, hot or cold. It's not like vinyl, hot peel, cold peel, but more of just removing it from the paper. So what I'm going to do is set this down where it's cool to help cool it off real quick. So I try to cool off the pieces of metal pretty quick. So now I can use my fingers or use some tweezers. It doesn't really matter to peel this tape off. Don't need that anymore. So what you can notice here is that even though the paper was, I said when we first printed it looked really dull, you get this really nice, high, glossy, vibrant print. So there's that one. And here's this one here. So they come out really nice. So we'll go ahead and pop that in the phone and you can see what the final product looks like. Okay, now that we have the phone here and this case, there's a couple cases you can use with this insert, and that's this rubber one and this two-piece harder plastic. You can place it in here, and that's what your phone case would look like. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the more firm case. So same thing. Put your case in, or put your template in there. And you have your phone case here. So, and what's cool about these ones is you can swap them out. So if I get tired of this one, I could pop it open and put the Synergy 17 one in there. It doesn't matter. But anyways, dye sublimation is pretty easy. There's lots of things you can do. Door hangers, license plates, ornaments. There's a lot of fabric, socks, and shirts, and all kinds of things. So anyways, if you have any questions, be sure to post it, and we'll try to answer as many questions for you. Thanks.